Could the Yankees make a big move this offseason? I certainly think so, and I think they will. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, we all know that Hal Steinbrenner spoke to the media yesterday, and personally, for me, I didn't know how to take it. I didn't know if I should walk away from that optimistic or if I should walk away from that pessimistic, thinking that, oh, shoot, the Yankees are going to try to lower that payroll. He did say some good things, though, and I think we can't omit that. We can't just conveniently ignore the good stuff that Hal did say. Now, when your owner is saying that he wants to potentially lower payroll, it's going to piss you off. It might piss off the players, first of all. It will piss off the fans, especially since you're the New York Yankees, for crying out loud. And then a lot of people believed that Hal was kind of crying poor. I think that's a little aggressive. But when he's talking the way he was talking, that the Yankees maybe didn't turn a profit, and believing that isn't fair, according to Hal. Him saying all that stuff, it's like, open the books then. I agree with Ken Rosenthal. He mentioned, he's like, hey, open the books. If you're not turning a profit, and if that's your excuse to not overly spend, because he does spend, but to not overly spend, then open the books. And the only team in Major League Baseball who does open the books, that's the Atlanta Braves. Only other team. So the 29 other teams keep their books closed. So Hal will not open up those books, but I agree with Ken Rosenthal. Hey, maybe you should, just so we know. Now, in a way, it's none of our business. I get it. But hey, I think it's a nice thought. Now, where do they go from here? Where do the Yankees go from here? Hal Steinbrenner, as I said, did say a few good things. He went on to say that he wants to field a championship team. And I mean, what do you expect him to say? Of course, he's going to say that. But he mentioned that if he could, it would be ideal to lower the payroll, but doesn't mean it's going to happen. And in fact, it may not happen, according to him. So it doesn't mean the payroll has to lower. And I guess that's good news for us, that the payroll doesn't have to lower. In fact, it could blow past that $319 million. Now, the Yankees right now, it's projected that they're sitting at a $275 million payroll as of this moment. It's 275 projected payroll for 2026. To get up to that 319 number, you're almost like 50 million apart, right? That's not bad. I think so anyway. And in my opinion, if you're able to add a little more than 50, which if Cody's going to cost you 30, which he may because he has a very big market, a lot of teams want him. Let's say Tucker costs you 33, 34, which I think he could. If Tucker costs you 33, 34, I'm just saying, it might cost you, let's say, I can't even think of a number for him. I'm just going to throw out 20. Maybe I'm just completely off base there. But I'm just going to throw out 2022 for MI. And then you have to address that bullpen. If you're able to have a payroll that's approaching 330 or at 330 for 2026, you're fielding a really good team. In my opinion, anyway, you are fielding a good team, and that's adding Kyle Tucker, that's adding Amai, and addressing the Yankee bullpen. You might not be able to get a top-end arm, a high-end arm, but you are addressing that bullpen with the remainder of the money left over after signing Tucker and Amai. Then if you want to sign Bellinger instead of Tucker, basically same thing plays out. Maybe you don't get Okamoto. I don't really think he fits on this team personally, because you have McMahon at third, you have Rice at first. I like Okamoto a lot, 29 years old. Really great numbers over there in Japan. I like him more than Murakami personally, but I don't think that's possible. So Tucker, Bellinger plus bullpen help, definitely possible. You just have to get to that $330 million number, and Hal isn't reluctant to go past that. According to him, He did say it was ideal to go down, but hey, if it makes sense for the team, he'll do it. Number one, he said he wants to field the championship team. He also mentioned that him and Cash, they could talk about a payroll number all they want. But if Cashman presents to him a player or a contract that makes sense for the team, that would be very beneficial for the team, that will blow past that number they talked about, Hal would approve it if it made sense for the team. I assume that's happened quite a few times over the years. I assume that has happened. But Hal would approve it. And Cashman has said that time and time again, to bring whatever he comes up with, to bring it to Hal and see if he accepts it or if he doesn't. And I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen this offseason. If the Yankees want to improve and get better, you have to have that kind of attitude. I don't think the Yankees are not going to spend. They have to spend, right? If they enter the 2026 season under the payroll, under that number that they had last year, 319, you're not signing MI. If you did, that means you didn't sign an outfielder then. They have to spend a little bit to improve this team. And Aaron Judge, we say it all the time, he has a window. Cashman said he doesn't really think much of that. He does. He has a window. Age gets to us all. Unfortunately, it does, right? It gets to us. And I'm not saying it takes us out, but it makes our skills, and especially in professional sports, your skills kind of decline, unless if you're taking performance-enhancing drugs, different story. But no one's doing that anymore. To our knowledge, no one's doing that. So maybe Aaron Judge, because he's such a dang good hitter, maybe it does carry, and his skill does carry to 38, 39. I hope so. But the fact of the matter is what? You can't count on that. Father Time's undefeated. So you have to capitalize on this magnificent ball player in Aaron Judge, the best player in baseball. One of the best players that we've ever seen play, for crying out loud. That gets taken for granted year after year. Not by Yankee fans, but by all of Major League Baseball. And that's a damn shame. And if he had some World Series titles to his name, which baseball, as we know, isn't the kind of sport that's a me thing. Because if it were the Angels, they would have had 10 world titles between, having Trout and Ohtani. And, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying here. It's a team sport, and you have to build this team around Aaron Judge. And if you could do that, if you could get a Kyle Tucker or bring back Cody, sign MI, try to improve that bullpen, get some good controllable arms. Because if you sign Bellinger, because you have Grisham out there in center, if you have Bellinger or if you have Tucker, it makes Jones and Dominguez available. You could go get some controllable, good, high-octane relievers if it were to come to that. And I want to see it through with one of Dominguez or Jones, but I think there's a shot that doesn't happen either and that they become trade bait. I certainly see that. But from what Hal Steinbrenner said to the media yesterday, he did say some alarming things. He did say some things that ticked us off, that ticked me off, and I didn't even know how to take it. You could take some positivity from what he said. And that's the approach I'm taking today, right? He wants to build a championship team. If it makes sense to go past a certain range, he will. To blow past the payroll that he has set, he will. He wants to get under that 319, but it doesn't mean he has to. It doesn't mean they have to. They could blow past that number and go to 330, 335. I hope they do. I hope 340. It's just how this team is built right now. You have DJ LeMahieu, who's on the payroll for $15 million. He's not on the team. McMahon, third baseman, $16 million. That's $31 million tied up into two players. One isn't even on the team, and the other one can't hit. So that's not ideal either. That's why the payroll's so damn high. We'll see. But I certainly think something big is going to happen to this offseason. And if you're able to bring back Cody and you're able to sign MI and then have Cole and Rodon come back, woo! That's going to be one heck of a starting rotation, man. That's going to be one heck of a starting rotation. So listen, I want to know what you guys have to say down in the comments. Did you like what I had to say? Did you think I sounded like a buffoon? Let me know, please. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.